Howdy, and welcome back to the channel, everyone, where we go in search of wildlife photography. I'm Doug Wallace for the Wildlife Gallery. Say the wife and I just got back 4 or 5 days ago from our Colorado trip for 2023. And before I forget anybody, I want to make sure I give a thank you and a shout out Phil Thatch and Heather Boyd for putting out a video just literally the week before we left, alerting us to another place we could go on our trip called Rocky Mountain Arsenal National Wildlife Refuge. What a mouthful right there. But a really good area, guys. If you're headed out to Rocky Mountain National Park and you're coming from the east, I would highly recommend taking an extra day and going by the arsenal. You're going to encounter bison, mule deer, white-tailed deer. We encountered 3 different northern harrier hawks, a couple of red-tailed hawks, an eagle, a barred owl, and then if prairie dogs were ever on your wish list of things to photograph or to video, you're going to find thousands of them at the arsenal there. Free to get into, opens at sunrise, closes at sunset. And then we left there, went on to Rocky Mountain National Park and Estes Park area. We had timed entry permits for Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday into the national park. But you don't have to go into the national park. Estes Park, right there, the town of, you're going to encounter lots of elk on the golf courses around Lake Estes in the subdivisions there. So, but if you are going into the Rocky Mountain National Park, you need timed entry permits and vehicle passes. And if you're going to go into the park, I highly recommend getting your timed entry permits for Bear Lake Corridor. It is the most popular part of Rocky Mountain National Park there, guys. You may even need to purchase your timed entry permits for the Bear Lake Corridor 6 months or more in advance. I know we purchased ours a couple of months in advance, and the only time period that was available, there was only 5 of them left, and that was from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. and you need a timed entry permit for the Bear Lake Corridor all the way from 5 a.m. to 6 p.m. and that was the way it was for 2023 anyways. Now for the rest of the park, you need a timed entry permit and a vehicle pass from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. After that, you don't need a timed entry permit. You can get in there before 9 or after 2 without a timed entry permit, but you will need a vehicle pass, and they will check that at the entrance gates. And then the next person I want to make sure I give a shout out to is Brian G. Johnson Photography. Brian also has his own YouTube channel. I'm going to screenshot him here some and put a link in the description to his channel. What an amazing photographer, just a really super guy, and has a way of storytelling and communicating to people that is just down to earth. So go take a look at his channel there, but I'm going to warn you, when you see his images and he uses Sony equipment, it may make you want to run out and change brands and start buying some Sony gear there, because he puts that stuff to good use, and he produces good quality stuff out there. Brian, it was so nice to meet you on our trip out there. We got to spend a couple of hours photographing a bull called Kickstand that had about 30 plus cows there. And Brian and I got to know each other a little bit there for a couple hours photographing those elk. And then on the way back to our cars, we bumped into another bull with a couple of cows. In fact, we even think Kickstand stole one of his cows. But anyways, it is most definitely the best picture I have of the 4,000 I took off of this trip. And it is going to rank right up there with the best photograph I've ever taken. I've only ever printed 3 other photographs that I've taken, and this one's going to be the 4th. I just ordered a 20 by 30 metal print of this bull elk right here, and I'm debating whether ordering another one. I've got 2 really good poses of him, one with a closed mouth, one with bugling. So naturally I ordered the bugling pose at the moment. We also encountered a black bear and several mule deer inside of Rocky Mountain National Park and one bull moose. But our entire focus, the wife and I, this trip was bull elk. And so anyways, I hope you enjoy several of these clips and photographs that we were able to capture on our Rocky Mountain 2023 trip this year. Brian, again, it was nice meeting you, my friend. I hope we have the opportunity to photograph together again in the future. So anyways, guys, make sure you're safe out there, regardless of whatever camera equipment you choose to use. It's supposed to be fun. Be safe. I'm positive somebody at home would like to see you again. Like, share, and subscribe if you would. And I'll catch you on the next one.
Mountain man's a lonely man, and he leaves a lot behind. It ought to have been different, but you oftentimes will find